Hi everybody and welcome. This is Joe Palmieri with Beantown Coins in the middle of our series on the 100 greatest questions that collectors ask. And this is question 33.
What makes a coin rare in the numismatic world?
Traditionally, it was based on count. There's actually a rarity scale that would say a coin was unique when there's one, and it was R9, that was it. So R9 was when there was 1 to 3 of them, or 2 to 3 of them, and then R8 was, anyway, all that's changed. Now it's sort of a blanket statement based on the supply and demand of a coin. So there are coins, let's say, for example, the 55 double die. Not actually a rare coin by either definition. There are thousands of examples out there. However, there are so many more people who want that coin than there are readily available examples. That's why the coin is so valuable. Because it is quite pricey for the Lincoln series, but it is much more common than some other rarities of similar condition when you get deep into the Lincoln series. So the demand versus the supply of a coin is traditionally used to indicate, what they mean, what they're referring to when people say a coin is rare or scarce. Scarce is something that's easier to find than rare, but still challenging. And there is no longer an accepted numerical number for that because demand has gotten so high for most things that it's unrealistic to say that a coin is, only an R8 if there's 7 examples, when in fact, some of the rarest coins that exist in the US today have, fewer than 7 examples, and they're around that, and they're considered highly rare. So, yeah, scarce means it's hard to find. Rare means it's incredibly difficult to find. Based on the number of people who want it. And you can have what's called condition rarity, which is a coin that's actually quite common, but it's very rare in certain conditions. So, you could say that this coin that there are millions and millions of, but there's only, 4 in MS68. So that if you have an MS68 example of that coin, that would be what's called a condition rarity. A coin that's actually quite rare, but only because of how nice it is, not because of what it is. Great question. Stay tuned for the next one.